Welcome to Seltzer Squad, the podcast about staying sober in the city, with your hosts, Kate Zander and Jess Valentine.
Jess, what do people do if they want more Seltzer Squad?
Oh, well, it's pretty easy. All they have to do is become a Patreon.
Patreon? A patron? A Patronus?
A patron on our Patreon.
If you want to be a Princess FOMO, you'll get early access to our episodes every Wednesday instead of Friday. If you want to subscribe to our middle tier, Former Hot Mess, you will receive the bonus monthly audio episode and early access to episodes. And if you indeed are the slickest bitch around, you will get early access, monthly bonus episodes, and you will be able to see all of our episodes now in video format.
This is truly a labor of love, and we want to keep it going. So help support us at patreon.com/Seltzer Squad. Hey, Kate, what is the number one sober tool that we always recommend?
Therapy.
Therapy. And we have recently partnered with BetterHelp. Do you want to tell everyone what that's about?
So BetterHelp is an online mental health platform. Basically what it is, it's an app that you get access to therapists. So you take their short quiz, they match you with somebody in your area, and it's affordable private counseling for individuals and couples anytime, anywhere. You don't even have to leave your house. You don't even have to wear hard pants.
That is amazing.
And what are we giving our listeners?
10% off. Just go to betterhelp.com/Seltzer Squad.
Good day, Jessica.
Hello, Kate.
I always dread recording, and then as soon as I start talking to you, I'm more excited.
Yeah.
Why is that? I feel like we both dread it.
Yeah, I definitely hate it.
And then as soon as I start talking to you, then I'm like, I could talk to you all day. And then we talk all day.
I love you, but I don't love. I think it's the obligation of I know I have to do this thing this day.
Mm-hmm. I'm bad at that. Do you think that's a sober thing or like an addiction thing? Because it's hard for me to commit and then follow through. I think about nothing but flaking for at least 48 hours, pretty much before any commitment.
Yeah.
Even though I know I'll probably enjoy it.
Yeah, I flaked last night on the Catchup concert.
And you flaked on that Alanis Morissette one, didn't you?
No,
or did you go? Okay. I saw that you had posted something and I was like, boo, I don't think she's going to go to that.
No, I went and I wanted to go to one tonight also because she's playing in New Jersey. She just puts on such a good show.
You just said no? Or what was it?
Well, so Cameron has had really bad acid reflux and stuff. So she just she's been puking and all that. So she wasn't up for going. So I had extra tickets. So that's why it probably looked like I wasn't going. Gotcha. I definitely went. And then because she was jealous, I was like, well, she's playing, on the first, in New Jersey on Wednesday. But I don't know because I'm pretty mad at her right now. And it's raining. And
it's shitty all around.
And we have a puppy that we can't really leave
stressful
home alone. So
you can't go anywhere. Yeah. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah. I feel like a single mother right now because, we'll have to I'll have to rewind and fill everyone in. Yeah. But Cameron's got acid reflux again. And I'm pretty sure it is caused by all the copious amounts of wine that she drinks.
Oh no.
So,
oh no.
Yes, we can get
into
all that.
So it's a bigger deal.
Yeah, exactly. But she's not feeling well again. And so she's been lying down and I've been taking care of the pup.
Is she hungover or is she laying down?
I mean, she's been throwing up like crazy. And just has heartburn and indigestion.
Boo, and that sucks.
Yes, it sucks, but I'm also whatever, that's what you get.
Oh God.
I know I sound like
those
a bitch.
wine hangovers where your stomach is just a ball of acid.
Really?
Oh.
I wouldn't know because I never drank.
Yeah, no, it would be especially red wine for me anyway, it would be ridiculously disgusting.
Oh God, I had no idea.
Yeah, diarrhea,
and that's my other thing.
the whole thing.
I'm is it just a hangover? I don't know.
Right.
I'm sure it's all connected.
Totally. Oh. Okay, let's catch up.
Yeah, well, first things first. Walk me through
Okay.
your background.
Okay, so I had one of those green screen Zoom backgrounds on because I had a job interview that I was really excited about and really stressed. So I like tried out all of these virtual
Oh my God.
backgrounds that I was like, does
Oh
this
my
look
God.
real? Does this look natural? Like, does the lighting look appropriate? So I had it all set up on Zoom. And then I'm like, it's 1 minute before, and I'm like, I'm going to test the link. And then I go to look at the link, and it's not a Zoom link. It's like
Oh
a
no.
Microsoft Teams link. So then I'm like, oh, fuck. They're going to see all this. I'll turn it off now. I'm going to see all this shit behind me on my computer. So I like run out of this room. I run into my like living room and like try to find the best spot. And then I'm logging into this interview and it's logging in through my work like account. So it's not going
Oh
to
my
this.
God.
I'm not meeting this lady. So long story short, not because of this issue. I did not get the job, and it was a really big bummer. Like it's been kind
Yeah.
of a weird bummer time. But I was very surprised why I didn't get the job. Like the reason they told me was not what I was expecting to hear. So that sort of like threw me for a little bit of a loop.
In a good way or a bad way?
No, in a bad way. Like,
Oh.
I was like really upset. Like I cried.
Oh no.
Because I was like actually that shocked. Because I was like, I really liked this. It just seemed like a better fit for me overall. And I was really excited about the opportunity. And then like a few days after that, I got like this rejection email. And then I got a call from the recruiter. And I was like so surprised with her feedback that I was like, I was just telling TJ, like, what did I miss? Like, I'm definitely missed something because I was not picking up what they were.
Yeah.
If she was picking up on like these other things, she basically just said, in so many words, I took it as, you know, you're looking for something super organized and process driven, which is fairly like common in startup environments. Like there is no process and everything's pretty chaotic and disorganized because there's not that many people. So everybody kind of does everything. So I was asking like very broad questions about how they organize their departments and just getting an idea of how chaotic it is, because how chaotic it is really affects your work-life balance and your mental health while you're at a place. So, you know, I'm pretty used to chaos, but this was a remote opportunity, so it would have just fit better with my lifestyle versus going into an in-office. And so, yeah, I just got this feedback where this long story short of it, what I got of it was that they made me feel like I was being high maintenance. And so I carried like a ton of shame, like, oh my God, did I come off like too high maintenance? And, you know, did I say all the wrong things? And why don't they want me? And I was like really bent out of shape. And TJ was like, maybe you don't want to work for a place like that. And I'm like, I never think about things like that. I only think about what I did wrong and how I could have done better. I never think about like they missed out on me also. Which I guess is like a sunnier disposition, but I was really like shame spiraling for like a week of like, what did I say? Am I too high maintenance? Like, or do I have too many boundaries? But like now that I've kind of cooled off, I'm like, nah, if they were like put off by me asking pretty focused questions about how they get their work done, maybe that is more of a red flag that I should be aware of.
Yeah, it's even that much more chaotic than you even realized.
Yeah. So I think I'm on the other side of it, but it was definitely like a punch in the face at the time.
Yeah. I mean, I know this is again the like woo-woo like thing to say, but obviously like that happened for a reason and there's obviously something else that you're more meant to do. Because could you imagine getting the job and then it being like a shit show? And
I mean, every place, the thing that like annoyed me about the feedback was like everything is a shit show. Every company, especially during COVID, is like a nightmare right now. And so I just don't think, you know, I don't know. I was like, but I kind of thrive in those environments. That's why I was so shocked by the feedback. And
well, they don't know that.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just said like, you know, I regret that was the impression you got from me. And, you know, if you change your mind, I'm still open to opportunities. But then like the further away from it I get, I'm like,
you're like, no,
you know?
Yeah, exactly. Fuck
so
them.
that happened. Yeah.
Oh my God. So you're still, I see, in your closet.
I am. Hmm.
So
Sore subject.
What?
Sore
Is it?
subject. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I want to do like a whole episode with you on
Yeah.
patience, because I feel like the theme of my entire
Yours was
fucking
being
summer
tried.
has been patience, and I have none, and I've been forced to be waiting in like ambiguity, which is definitely triggering as far as like sobriety goes too. Like
Mhm.
I'm used to like
Yeah.
shit happening in that instant gratification, or like, somewhat delayed gratification. So yes, we are still currently where we are, and I gotta say, it's a bit pressing for me as far as the relationship goes, because I'm just like,
Mm,
I'm over all the things. I'm over bumping
yeah.
into shit. I'm over bumping into people and pets. And, I work in an office in a very stressful work environment majority of the week. And then I come home and there's like nowhere to go. And I'm over it.
Yeah. But no bad news, just no news.
Yeah, no bad news, just no
Okay.
news. And so,
Which is frustrating.
yeah.
It's
Hopefully
just
by the next,
basically
at this point, it's like a
basically you're
meme.
in
I'm
limbo.
like, fuck it. Is it happening ever? We don't know. Who cares? I've just tried
Yeah.
to stop thinking about it, but it's been, it's just been weird to think about, how do you fill your time? I was telling TJ, like, is this what retirement feels like, where you can't really plan for your future? Because if you're old, you don't have a future.
Oh my
And
God, Kate, that's so dark.
well, I mean, just in this COVID time, right? Like everybody's kind of like, should we make plans? Should we not make plans? How will
Yeah,
these?
I get that.
So we're all trying to like live in the everyday moments, which is fine. But also, I'm
Mhm.
kind of like, my little sobriety brain is like, there is no chaos. It's just kind of
Right.
like mundane, and I could
Mhm.
like
And you're
manufacture
bored.
some chaos for sure, but like
Sure,
that's
let's
not
not do that.
healthy. And my old coping mechanisms are like eating, shopping, those things. And I'm not even really interested by that at this point. I'm just kind of like, I just have to ride out these uncomfortable feelings, which sucks.
Yes, it does. It does.
What about you?
A lot's gone on since we spoke last. Um, let's start with the positive.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was struggling a lot with
I got a
my
lot of texts
sobriety.
that we were having a sad girl summer. And I was like, well, newsflash, I don't have like any good updates yet, any great updates yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, is this sad girl summer part 2?
I don't know. I mean, yes, I'm sad, but I'm not struggling with my sobriety right now. And I feel like last time we spoke, I was like, it was hard. I was like, I thought that I might like drink. Like I
Mhm.
was worried. I shouldn't say I was like wanting to. I just was worried that it might, be on the horizon.
Mhm.
But I'm happy to say that is not the case.
Did you like come
Um,
over a hump that you noticed, or did you just like
I don't know.
did it just kind of
I
go
don't
away
know.
and fall back into the background?
Yeah, I think I just wrote it out, Um, and I don't even know why it was so like prevalent. Maybe it was very present in my relationship. I don't know.
Mm.
But I went to another wedding sober. I went to Idaho and stayed with Cameron's sister, her family. Her mom was there and her sister. So we went there because the wedding was in Idaho, and I was really nervous because I did not know a soul.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like they're Mormons. So like, look at me, the way I look,
Mm.
whatever.
Did they have
But I
alcohol
guess
there? I don't know anything about Mormon
yeah,
weddings. Okay.
I think that they're like not practicing anymore,
Okay.
but you know
They're
what I mean? Like I
party
think the bride,
Mormons?
yes, I
Okay.
think the bride grew up as a Mormon, but I don't believe she practices. But either way, like that just stressed me out,
Of course.
So I went to the wedding. I was I was fine. I had a couple mocktails. He just made me some sort of like um ginger beer type whatever nonsense. It
Did you
was
tell them that you were
delicious.
sober, or did you just order mocktails?
I just ordered a mocktail.
Mm.
I asked if he had any mocktails. He's like, yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, you can make me whatever. I always just say whatever because I don't care. I usually
Mm-hmm.
like it. Um, so we were in Idaho, and my sister was at my house, and she was minding my studio and my pets, and the hurricane came,
Mm-hmm.
or tropical storm, whatever, and my studio flooded. So
No.
that was stressful. Well, I mean, it was more stressful for my little sister because
Sure.
she like had to like grab all of the wires and everything off the floor, and she said there was like an inch of water, so she was trying, bringing towels, and it was just a shit show. And so I felt bad for her that she had to deal with all that, but I appreciate her, checking on the studio.
Sure.
And then
Was she staying at your place?
she was staying at my
Okay.
place, and my studio is a basement level.
Yeah.
So she was smart enough to check on
Wow. Good.
that. Yeah. And so I was only gone a few days. I left Friday night at like 10 p.m. and I got back took the red eye Monday night. So it was a really quick trip. And on Monday was the day we were supposed to be leaving, was the first nice day after the tropical storm. And so my sister decided she was going to do something sweet for my dogs and take them to the park. All right, I'm going to try to get through this without crying. It was hot out, and George, they're both French bulldogs. She already has like crazy breathing. Like if you've heard any dogs in the background on this podcast, it's George.
Mhm.
She's just like, and she's only 4. I got her when she was 1, so I've had her for 3 years. She's like super, super, super love bug, but she is super aggressive / sassy / a bitch to other dogs, especially like leash aggression. She just like goes crazy. And so she just goes crazy when she sees another dog, when she's on the leash, and well, just whenever, honestly. And so she was like going crazy. And my sister's like, she is being so dramatic. Like she's texting me and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, she's done that the past couple walks that we've done. She's like, just been like super like excited / I'm realizing now anxious, which is kind of the same feeling, but
Sure. There's
opposite
a line
ends of
for sure.
Yeah. And so she was like, yeah, and I hear George, she's like, I'm like, she's being silly. Like she did that last time. Like, me and my friend Steph went to the coffee shop and walked 2 blocks, and she did the same thing. And then she just plopped down. And I'm like, girl, you are making yourself hot. But everything was fine. So she's like, yeah, she just plopped down in a puddle. And I'm like, okay, like whatever, that's fine, right? She's cooling herself off. And then she's like, she's peeing herself. And so we're like, okay, you need to get her home. And it was Sunday night or
I think
Monday?
it was Sunday. No, it was Monday. I was at work later that day.
Okay.
After you texted me.
Yeah. Either way, I know that because the time difference, the vets weren't like open or whatever. So, yeah. So I was like, I'll find, like, I know one of my clients, like her husband, it works as a vet tech in a 24-hour, vet. So let me work on that. And then 2 minutes later, she FaceTimed me and she's like, I don't know what to do. Like I stopped and got water, and I saw her take George up in her arms and, put her on the ground so she can dump water on her and in her mouth. And she was limp. And I'm like, she was alive still. And I was like, okay, that's when I freaked out. I was like, why is she like this? And then she's like, I'm just getting her some water, and then I'm like heading back to your house, because she had driven to the park. And we're like, okay. So she was like minutes away from the house, and she called me again, and she's like, okay, I just got into the house. She shit all over me, and I was carrying her, and there's blood in her shit, and it just like went all down her. And she's like, I wrapped her in a wet rag and
Cool her down.
like laid her down on the bathroom floor. And she sent me a video, and she was like seizing. Like this all happened very, very,
sure,
very
it happened
fast.
fast. Yeah.
So quick. The whole thing happened over like the time span of about 30 minutes. Um, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna call, this girl and get you the information. And then by the time I called her with the information, she was FaceTiming me, screaming because George stopped. She was dead. And so she still took her body to the emergency hospital, but it was too late and
Did
there
they
was
know
nothing
what
they could do.
happened? Was it just heat?
It was heat stroke.
Oh,
Yeah, basically she had like an anxiety
yeah,
attack
and she
or
couldn't
whatever
catch her
that
breath and
led
cool
her.
herself down.
Yeah,
Mm.
which led to heat stroke, and her organs just gave out.
What are you doing at this point? Because there's nothing you can do. Are you like
Oh my
freaking the
God,
fuck
Kate.
out?
Yeah, that was like the worst part is like being so far away. There's literally nothing I
Nothing you
can
can do.
do.
Yeah.
I'm not, it wasn't like it was just me and Cameron. It was like her family who I know, but I don't like,
Yeah,
I
you
don't want
can't
to
be
be
like
like,
scream crying in the other room.
yeah.
Yeah.
And which I was in the backyard because they were all taking naps and because they have a baby. And I just was like in the backyard and I collapsed. I was like hyperventilating and like, I just felt so helpless and I felt so bad for my sister because she's just
Yeah, of
like
course. She feels terrible.
she's just profusely apologizing. She's like, it's my fault. It's my fault. I shouldn't have taken her to the park. I should have known it was too hot. And it's just like, there's nothing you could have done. It just sucks. Sorry.
No. I mean, it's
She's just so young and so
Yeah.
sweet. But, so we took the red eye and when we got off the plane, we went to the hospital and saw her body and said our goodbyes. And they just called me today and said that her ashes are ready. So I'll probably go pick those up after we are done recording. But it just sucks because it was just so senseless. And like, I'm mad at George for being such a shit.
Sure. And it's like
But I
something
miss
that you would never expect.
No, never. She was so healthy.
Right.
Especially for like French bulldogs,
Sure.
She had her breathing issues, but like it wasn't really even it was never an issue. I
Like,
thought,
I didn't know it could happen that fast.
Oh, me either. It wasn't until this was happening that I was like, what's going on? And Cameron's like, sounds like she's having like a heat stroke. She's overheating. So I Googled it. And of course, like the first article that comes up is like heat stroke, dogs dead in minutes. I'm like, well, that's not something I need to be
Yeah, of
reading.
course.
But I mean, it's true. That's
Like immediately after you sent me the text message, I texted like every dog owner that I know and was like, make sure you keep your dog cool. Like, I would never know that. If I was pet sitting for you, I would not. I mean, I would bring water for the dog, but I would not know that it could happen in 5 minutes.
Yeah. We have water in the car too. And this time, of course, we didn't. But honestly, I don't know if it would have even made a difference because by the time she got to she wouldn't have made it.
The damage was done.
Apparently dogs with smush faces like French bulldogs, English bulldogs, pugs, yada, yada, those ones are more susceptible to the heat stroke and dying because they do have a harder time getting air. But the one good thing is that it was over so quickly. I mean, the whole thing's horrific, but like, I can't even think about her like dying because you're so hot.
Sure.
Like that's horrible. But I mean, that's the one good thing is that it wasn't like she got hit by a car and was like in pain for like, I don't know. I'm just trying to like look at the positives and be like, okay, here for a good time, not for a long time. That's like the joke I've been making.
Oh, she was such a sweet dog too.
She was so sweet. She was a very aggressive lover. She had to like love on everyone who like came in our door. But
how did Creech take it?
So Creature, it's funny. We like cried for like 72 hours straight. Like we couldn't like do anything. Like everything reminded us of her. Like like just
they're like such a constant presence in your life.
Yeah, and she's so loud, and she's so up in our shit all the time because she's always wants to like be like loving on you. And he's not. He's just quiet, and he's more like a cat. He just kind of keeps to himself. He's not affectionate at all. He doesn't like cuddle. So, and Cameron's cat is also the same way.
Sure.
He's like a dick.
Bugs
so
off, yeah.
yeah. So we're just like, this is like weird. Like, it's weird that it felt like we had such a what's like a full house when she was here. But even though it was just one crazy dog. But so for the first couple days, the first day he seemed fine, but we were like obviously spoiling the shit out of him. And then we went to like my mom's house, and my sister was there. And you know, when we finally came to work, I think he thought she was going to be everywhere. Like he was outside and she wasn't outside. And then she wasn't at my mom's house, and she wasn't at the studio. So I think that the like fourth day or whatever it was, when the first day that Cam and I started feeling slightly better, or at least like was able to like not cry throughout the whole day, was the first day he seemed really depressed, and he like wasn't eating, really like lethargic and just like looked sad. And we ended up getting a puppy. We're
I'm
like,
glad
he
you
needs a
did that.
puppy. I mean, I think it was irresponsible of us, but well,
When are we not doing something irresponsible though? I mean,
I know
these are
it's
like
funny
kind of
because-
responsible, irresponsible choices though. Could be worse.
Yeah. Well, I'm very, what's the word? I can't think of the word right now. Spontaneous or impulsive. And this was the first time I was like, okay, no, I'm not going to get another
Wow.
dog.
Okay.
I know. But also because I had just Dharma had just died 2
I
years
know.
ago. The difference is she was like 15, like 16. So I had time to prepare for that. Unlike with George. However, I think that me dealing with her passing has helped me with this one. So I was like, I don't want to get another dog because I don't want to have to deal with this again in a couple of years, you know. But Cameron, I mentioned to Cam about getting a kitten, and then she's like, no, I think I want a new Georgie. And I'm like, what? Like, you're not even a dog person, like you're a cat person. But she was obsessed with George, don't get me wrong.
No, George really liked her too.
Oh, they were like best friends, like bigger, better deal. As soon as I started dating Cameron, it was like, who are you? Like she forgot about me. Anyway, so I'm unfortunately / fortunately very good at finding animals. And we found this like little one. It was like on Instagram or something. And I was like, let's just talk. I'm just going to ask him, you know. And he's like, yeah, she's like actually available now and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not really sure. He's like, do you want to FaceTime? And I'm like, no.
It's
I was
over if you do that.
Well, right. So I was like, you can just send me a video. Again, not really thinking this was going to happen. I thought like, I'll just show Cam the video and she'll probably be like, no, like she's not, you know, whatever. And she's like, wow, she's so cute. I'm like, yeah, she's a puppy. Of course she's cute. And then he kept pressuring me to FaceTime. I'm like, okay, fine, let's FaceTime. And then like, she was so sweet.
What's
and
her
she
name?
Like,
What's her name now? What'd you name her?
I didn't get to name her.
Oh, okay.
Cameron named her.
Okay.
Regina George II.
Oh, okay. When you said that in the text, I was like, I didn't realize that was her real name.
Yeah. I refuse to call her that.
Should we call her Gina?
I call her Gigi.
Okay.
Like G-I-G-I.
Yeah.
I was like, Cameron, I don't want to name our dog like the same name. And she's like, no, it's a memorial. It's to honor George. And I'm like, I'm hearing the words you're saying, but like, she looks exactly like her. Like, it's the same type of dog. It's the same coloring. Like, I don't know.
They really do
She's
look
like,
a lot alike. I
Yeah,
think
the only
Gigi's ears
difference-
are adorable, though. They're big. Maybe that's because she's just a puppy, but she's so
her what?
damn
Oh,
cute.
her ears?
Her
Yeah,
ears
they're
are
huge.
hilarious. They're like bunny ears.
Yeah, they're crazy. She's a French bulldog for anyone who doesn't know. Yeah, so I refuse to call her that. I call her Gigi.
Okay,
That's
we
her
love
name for
that.
me. Yes. And
has she been bringing joy though, along with stress? Because puppies are fucking stressful.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? So the guy's like, I'm actually, he was in Florida. So we FaceTime and Cameron is like off camera and she's like nodding to me like, yes, I want her. I'm like, okay, I'll get you this dog. Like,
how do I get it? Yeah.
And he's like, okay, great. Well, I'm actually coming out to New York to drop off a different puppy on Saturday. And we're like, I'm gonna come again. So like the next day we had this puppy. Like that's how like fast it happened. Yeah. And it's nice because there's like a lot. It's more like lively in the house, you know, like it was with George. I definitely don't want to feel like I'm cheating on George. Sure. That's like my whole thing. But Jody / Nance, she was like, I talked to her before we got the dog. I said, we might be getting this puppy. She's like, okay, so basically you're getting a puppy because she knows me. But she was like, the hardest part about mourning is the guilt of being happy. And like, that's totally fine. You're like, you deserve to be happy. It's like, doesn't mean anything. Like you love George less.
Jody. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. She's so good. So, so yeah, it's been stressful because I haven't had a puppy in like 5 years. Creature was the last puppy I had. George I got as an adult. So
how's sober puppy living?
Oh my God. I mean, it's good because I'm definitely like a present parent. Yeah, she's a really good puppy. I will give, she doesn't really do anything bad. The worst thing is she still doesn't like being in her like crate area, kennel area by herself. So she's like, she howls. And
does she like Creech?
Does she like Creech? Oh, she's obsessed with Creature.
Does he like her?
She does. He's like, yes, he does. But he's also like annoyed by her because she's constantly bothering him. But like you can tell like already they're gonna be best friends. But yeah, so that's my new thing that I'm dealing with. And it takes up a lot of my time. And it's only been a couple days. Like granted, this has only been a few days.
Yeah, it's literally been like 4 days.
Yeah, if that. Yeah. Like no, you're right. So
brand new deal.
Brand new.
Well, that's good though. I mean, I think something good came from it, but it's so horrific. I was like stopped dead in my tracks when I read your message. I was like, what the fuck?
I know.
And then I looked outside and I'm like, it is hot. Like, damn.
It was 84 degrees. I checked and I was like, it's 84 degrees. That's like not that hot.
Those are those things though that's like, it's preventable, but there's also, you had no control. And those are the hardest things to get over, at least for me, where it's like, if I could have done, you just run through that shit in your mind all day long where it's like out of your control, but you feel like it should have been in your control somehow.
The thing that sucks is like, before all that was happening, when she was just like, she's being super dramatic, I was like, okay, I'm going to take her to the vet tomorrow when I get home anyway. Cause like, let's just get this dog like looked at. So that sucks, but it's just, I like can't help but think that it was kind of a ticking time bomb. Like maybe the next time I took her for a walk or the next time, I don't know, who knows? You never know these things.
And it has been hot and humid as fuck here.
I know, it's disgusting. I mean, it's raining today. I don't know if it's raining by you. It's raining by me right now.
It's raining.
Or it was. That's like part of the reason why it was so hard to wake up. That and the fact that I have a puppy that wakes me up at like early in the morning and then whatever. And then I've been fighting with my significant other.
I haven't been fighting with TJ, but I'm just like over him. And honestly, he has done nothing wrong. He is the same perfect human that he normally is.
He's existing in your space.
Yeah, I'm like over sharing my space right now. It's all me, but I'm also in the same.
You're allowed.
We're not fighting about anything currently.
You guys, like you said, you're on top of one another and you're just over it. You've like hit that wall, and it sucks because you have like this bigger, better deal. Like so close, you can taste it, but it's just like that much too far, which sucks.
What's really weird is like living in this apartment. I feel like for a lot of my life, I was afraid to take up space, like afraid to take any more than what I felt was deserved. And I don't know if it's like all the therapy or in sobriety. I mean, I'm sure it's a culmination of all the things, but now I'm like ready for like feeling deserving of more space and not better things, but like just more. And I think that's a weird level to get that I didn't ever see myself wanting or feeling deserving of. It's like I always felt you know, oh, this is fine. We make it work. Like we're minimal, like blah, 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 blah. And it's like nice to be able to have work towards something to where we're like, okay, I'm ready to like have an office. It's going to be great. You know? And I feel like that's not asking that much of the world, right? Is like an extra
having
room to have like,
having like a good self-worth is not.
But honestly, I feel like for my whole life, I've felt like, oh, I don't need that. Like if I would feel like that puts me more in the like high maintenance, you know, category. And now it's like an interesting switch to where I'm like literally can't fucking wait to get out of here. Yeah. And like onto bigger and better. And
I can't believe that it still hasn't happened though, because I feel like it's been the last few times that we've caught up that I've been like, any news? Any news? You're like, you're just over it, which how can you not be? But this better be a bomb house.
Yeah, right? There better not be anything messed up with it from the time that, like, we've been trying to do this for 6 months. So I don't know. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I don't know. I start school today. Today school starts officially.
Oh my God.
Tonight.
Did you do it already tonight? Okay. I was actually just going to ask you, like, where are you with all that?
So summer break is over and I start school tonight, and that like weird fall energy that like all of a sudden clicks. Like usually it happens after Labor Day, but I feel like because everybody is like, I don't know, I'm just getting like a more buzzy sense from people. Like at work, people are coming back from vacation. Like everything is kind of like all of a sudden, like I've just been bitching about waiting all summer, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, we're out of the races. And I feel a little bit of anxiety, and it's in a good way where I'm like, okay, like things are moving and shaking and happening. But it's also, transitions are weird, and finding new routines and all that stuff is scary, but I'm excited about it.
What school is this now?
Same school, just into the official counseling program, like the grad school part of things.
Okay, so do you have a certificate now? Or
not yet. I graduated in May, and then I applied to grad school, got in, great. Okay. And now I'm all registered, and like I'm jazzed because my classes they sound exciting. It's like I'm getting all of the like outlines for all the classes, and I'm like, oh, I'm so excited about like learning this stuff, but I'm sure I'll be stressed and
overwhelmed.
In no time. And
how long is this program? 2 years?
Mm-hmm. Okay. 2 years, yeah. So we're chugging along. Maybe by the time the pandemic is over, I'll be done with like what a weird break of life to just decide to do a full-on career move. But yeah, I mean, things are.
Also, I feel like you're not alone in that. I feel like a lot of people have done that. And oh my God, I have to tell you, it looks like there's a ghost behind you. I keep getting distracted. There's like
this because it's your face. That's your face.
No. Oh, I see that now. No, the closet, the clear bag.
Oh, this ghost. No, it's just my dry cleaning.
It keeps moving. But I mean, I feel like what a good thing to come out of the pandemic for you. Like this is pretty big stuff.
I feel like also a lot of the course content is like fake therapy scenarios, and then you get critiqued on what happens. And so I feel like this is going to be very weird and eye-opening, and I'm going to have like lots of exciting tidbits to report about.
Well, I'm excited for that.
I take feedback like extremely personally, so I'm like excited for the roller coaster. The roller coaster for, what this
I'll be here for you, and the squad
like.
will be here for you. And
So I don't know. I am still like, it's been low vibes, but I think the energy is kind of changing because fall is happening and things are kind of moving and shaking.
Slow incline, but an incline nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of weird to think that summer's going to be behind us soon. How do you feel about that?
I didn't do anything summery.
Me either.
I really didn't. I didn't go to the beach even once.
Like, do you feel weird about it? Like, we went to the beach one time and that was it. And I guess I don't really feel like I wasted it, but I don't
pools. Know. I feel like this every fucking year though. I always like let the summer pass me by.
Do you notice that like it's only in sobriety? Because were we really tearing it up when we were drinking in the summers? Because we were doing a lot more.
It is just in the summer. I mean, in sobriety, you're right. but we were just outside more.
Yeah.
Like day drinking, but outside, day drinking, but at the park, day drinking, but walking around town. You know what I mean? Like,
I was
I don't
also
know.
bartending all those events at the time, and those were always like my
Oh, yeah,
summers
you
were
were.
super full of those.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe that's why I
Um,
feel like it's been tame for the past few years. Maybe that's also getting older though.
but also it's like too hot to leave the house, right? Like I just
I
don't
know
even
we
like.
complain about everything. I'm like, it's too
Yeah,
hot. It's
oh
too
yeah,
fucking
it's true. I
cold.
can always find something to complain about. Um, yeah, I'm just like I'm still not ready for the world to go back to the way it was. Um, I went to, like I said, I went to Alanis Morissette concert, and
Mhm.
that was fine because it was
Okay.
outdoors at the beach, and it was seated. So I knew I wasn't going to be like rubbing shoulders with all these other people. Like there'd be my friend, and well, Cameron couldn't come, but then there's like one stranger. Okay, fine. But then I was supposed to go to Kesha yesterday, and that was also outside, which is good. But I just was like, I had a feeling. I just was like, I don't think I want to go.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't know, like I just don't think I want to go. And my friend who I was supposed to meet there was texting me, and he's like, when it was over, he's like, you made the right choice. He's like,
Mm.
first of all, this venue fits 15,000 people. Um, everyone, he said that he saw 4 people doing coke to his right, or
Whoa.
2 people, and like 4 people doing like poppers to his left.
Wait, what's a popper? I've always wondered this.
Oh gosh, it's like a little jar, and it's kind of like you open it and you sniff it. It's just
Is it like smelling
like
salts?
it's like a yes, it's
Okay.
kind of like that where it just kind of makes you like, "Whoa."
Okay.
I guess like a whippet is it's
Okay, yeah,
comparable
yeah.
to a whippet. Um, and then like he said that like someone had already passed out. And this is before Kesha even got out. And then he said that like everyone was taking their clothes off when she sang that song, like "Take It Off,"
Yeah.
whatever. And I was just like, I'm so happy I stayed home.
I'm not at that point in quarantine
Oh
yet.
my God. Oh my God. Like, I guess these people are just, they're tired of the quarantine. Like, but I just, ugh, I can't, Kate,
Mhm.
I can't deal with it. So, I'm glad I missed that. And there's nothing, I don't know. I still like don't want to be around tons of people. So I feel like there's like, that's my excuse as
Mhm.
to why I don't leave the house. I go to my mom's a lot, which is so dorky, but I'll just like hang out with my sister in my mom's backyard and like play with her kitten, and
Mhm.
that's it. Like there ain't nothing to do.
My sister left. Remember I told you that she was moving? She
Where did
left
she move
officially.
to?
She moved back home, and it has like hit me like a ton of bricks. Like weirdly in ways I did
Yeah.
not expect. I like have gone through this mourning period of like having no family here and nearby and feeling sort of left out, and it's been like a whole
Yeah.
thing with Nance.
Yeah.
This like
Of course.
yeah, where
How
she's
could you
like
not?
so yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I said to
do you think
DJ
that?
like we have to start instituting some sort of rituals. Like I don't think I can commit to something monthly, but like we need to have like a quarterly barbecue where we invite people over, or like something to
Mm-hmm.
plan, which is fun and look forward to and be social, or like the
Yeah.
3
Low
things that we want.
key,
Yeah,
but
low key, but like we need a few things because we don't go home a lot, and his parents don't live here either, that we need to start like instituting some sort of traditions of our own and things to look forward to, like not only just the two of us, but also with our friends that like we're super close
yeah,
with, and just prioritizing seeing people that we don't really see very often, because I think I can get a little hermity, and so can he.
it's really easy to do that
Mm-hmm.
right now too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe you can start going home a little more. See your sisters.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not. Um, yeah,
I don't know. Do you have any like sobriety check-ins to report?
no, I think I guess the only thing is that here we go again, TikTok. I was on TikTok, well, always.
Every day? Yeah.
And I don't know how this got onto my page.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, yes, I do. Probably because Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a girl who's like a mixologist, and she was making different cocktails to go with each Taylor Swift album cover or whatever. And they're just like cute,
The
obviously, and
Swift
stuff.
fans are
And
intense. Yeah.
yeah, well, I guess this girl just does
Shit
lots of
goes
different
deep.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's just like a mixologist girl,
Mhm.
and just whatever. But the point is that it made me be like, I think I want to start making mocktails again, because I feel like I got into it for a minute and then I like got over it. And now I'm like, maybe I'll do that again. So I ordered some like blood orange like syrup and edible glitter, and
Cute.
I'm like, maybe I'll actually like do one soon to put, because I can just
I've been drinking
make
my free wine, which is like I drink it the same way that I drink regular wine, which is like I will drink the entire bottle. There is still no moderation involved.
Got it.
I don't have like any expectations of feeling, but it just it is exciting for me to pour a glass of fake wine and drink it.
Yeah, I have a couple boxes for you still at my house too that I have to give you, and I think one of them is a couple like little like mocktail cans or whatever. So
hot tip, everybody. I don't know if I think you experienced this, but I had like a bottle of free Merlot red wine, and I had like one glass one night, and I left it out on the counter, and I don't know how much time passed, but then I poured myself a glass and took like one drink, and it was ferociously bad, and then I immediately got diarrhea, which doesn't if you know me, that's not a problem I ever have. And so just hot tip, guys, keep your fake wine in the fridge, because that shit can go bad. And I made the mistake where I was like, I drank this, and I said to TJ, like, does this taste like it has alcohol in it now? And he took a drink, and he's like, I think this is definitely like spoiled in some way. And then I had that like one like gulp that I initially took, and then got diarrhea like an hour later. God,
that's crazy.
Pass
No.
Pass on that. But I've been getting back into like NA beers again. It's been so hot, so we've been making like pizza and having beers. So
sweet.
But I have still not been to a bar.
I mean, same.
Like in years at this point, because of like A, I don't drink, but B, quarantine. Like I have not met anyone out. Even people that do drink, I haven't met anybody out, which is weird.
Same.
Now the experience feels even more weird thinking about the whole going to a bar. I watch like some bartenders on TikTok who like reenact customer engagements that are really funny to me.
Those are probably so good.
Because you've bartended before, and so they'll like, you know, it'll be like them cutting somebody off, and I'm like, this is the closest thing that I've been to like at a real bar in like years.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Just the regular stuff, like figuring out coping mechanisms.
I feel like this was part 2 of
Sad Girl
Bored
Summer.
Girl Summer. This is like Bummer Girl Summer.
Yeah.
If last Catchup was...
I will say though, most people that I have been talking to have also been having a bummer summer. Like I don't think there's any FOMO. Yeah, so many people have been reaching out and like telling me that they're in like a messed up headspace where they're like, I don't know what end is up, and they're like, I don't know if it's
like
been
going on, man.
At one point I was like, I don't think I'm depressed, but maybe I'm depressed, but I'm not sure. Like,
I think now that you're saying that, I feel like, a bunch of my friends have also been like, sorry, I'm just not leaving my bed.
Yeah. So I think it's going around.
It's like the sads, just like.
That's what I said to Nance. I was like, I've never gotten sads in the summertime, which is scary because I get it so ferociously in the actual winter that I was like, this is a real
sadness.
Yes. And I think it's a real thing this year. And I don't know if I'm sure COVID has some sort of a part to play in it, but it's been a weird ass summer.
Should we call this episode Summer Bummer or Summertime Sadness?
Summertime, either one. It's really a throwback to my red wine Lana days when I had the real sads in the wintertime.
Yeah. Let's call it Summertime Sadness.
Guys, is anybody having a good summer? Let us know.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'd like to know if anyone's having the summer of their lives.
Yes. On that note.
Anyway. Yeah. Well, till we meet again. I love
nice
you.
Yourself.
And don't forget.
Hangovers suck.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Every review helps other listeners find us. Music by Dead Go West. Art by Kate Zander. For show notes and resources, check out seltzersquad.com.